This is chapter 12a on ratios. In this chapter, you'll learn to simplify a ratio to an equivalent ratio, and you'll also be applying ratios to given situations. The key word that you need to know in this chapter is the term ratio. And what ratios mean is this idea of comparing a part to another part. So for example, if you have 3 girls and 4 boys, the ratio of girls to boys will be 3 to 4. And we use this symbol here to represent a ratio. Now, if I had asked you in reverse for boys to girls, and clearly these are the girls and these are the boys, you would instead write 4 to 3. So it's really important to see what the problem is asking for and what comes first before the next, so you know how to write your ratio. We're comparing part to part. On the other hand, if I ask you for a fraction, the number of boys there are in the class is 3 out of a total of 7 people. That is a fraction. Fractions compare a part to a whole. Ratios compare a part to a part. Now, the first skill is simplifying a ratio to an equivalent ratio. It's quite similar to working with fractions. So in the first example, we have 4 to 8. So we have to divide 4 and 8 by a common factor. And I know that I can divide 4 by 2, and I can also divide 8 by 2. So when I do that, 4 divided by 2 becomes 2, 8 divided by 2 becomes 4. Now I can continue to simplify this. I can divide by 2 again, and this leaves me with 1 to 2. And that would be my answer. Of course, you could have also done this. 4 to 8 divided by 4 divided by 4, and you would end up with 1 to 2 immediately. So again, it doesn't matter which way you simplify as long as you get to the final destination. At this time, pause and complete B, C, D. So, B. If you simplified 8 to 4, if you divided by 4, you should have an answer of 2 to 1. In C, we can divide the whole thing by 12. So you would end up with a ratio of 1 to 4. In D, we can divide by 9, because 36 and 81 have a common factor of 9. So 36 divided by 9 is 4, and 81 divided by 9 is 9. So these are your ratios simplified. In skill 2, we're applying ratios to situations. So in the first problem, the ratio of men to women, so read that in detail, men to women, in a sports club is 7 to 11. So the men represent 7 and the women represent 11 because that's the order it's read and therefore it's the order in which it's written. There are 175 men. How many women are there? Now in ratios, because it grows like fractions, they're equivalent, we actually have to treat it like a fraction in a way. So if we know that there are 7 men for every 11 women, and we have in reality 175 men, how many women will we have? So what you have to do is you have to think to yourself, what do I multiply 7 by to get 175? Which is the same number I'll multiply 11 by to get that number. So to find out, you can guess and check, or you can just simply divide. 175 divided by 7. 7 goes into 17 2 times. You have a 3 left over, bring down the 5. 7 goes into 35 5 times. And you have no leftovers. So the scale factor, which we have to multiply everything by, is going to be 25. That means we have to multiply 11 by 25 as well. So when we multiply 11 by 25, we end up with 275 women. So at this time, pause and try out B. So in B, a map has a scale of 1 centimeter to 200 centimeters in real life. So 1 is what we have on our paper, because we cannot fit 200 centimeters on our paper, unless it's a gigantic piece of paper. What distance does 8 centimeters on the map, meaning on paper, represent in real life? So we set it up, 1 to 200 in real life, and we know 8 on our map. We don't know what it is in real life. So we have to figure out what 1 times what makes 8 times 8. So we have to do 200 times 8. So we end up with 1600. So in real life, 8 centimeters represents 1600 centimeters in real life. And that's it.